In last 5 videos, I shared some information related to reflection of light. When ray of light is falls on the mirror, so the ray of light will get reflect here. So the same ray of light is falls on the glass slab. How it responds for the glass slab is yet to be understand. For example, I consider one glass slab here. Suppose the ray of light is falls on this glass slab by making a certain angle I here. Then some amount of light will get reflect back into the same medium and remaining amount of light will enter into the glass medium here. So look at here, if suppose if the glass medium is absent, the ray of light is traveling along a straight line here. Because of the presence of the glass slab, so the ray of light is change in its path while traveling from that one medium to a other medium. The ray of light is traveling from that air medium to a glass medium. So while it is traveling from that one medium to a other medium, the ray of light is going to be change in its path. So that change in path of light while it is traveling from one medium to a other medium, I can call it as a refraction of light. Hope you understand here. What is refraction of light here? Whenever light ray is traveling from that one medium to a other medium. So while traveling from one medium to a other medium, the ray of light is change in its path. So that phenomenon I can call it as a refraction of light. Why the ray of light is change in its path while it is traveling from that one medium to a other medium? The reason behind that one is whenever a light ray is moving from that one medium to a another medium, here velocity of the light is changing as well as wavelength of the light is also changing. As a result of change in velocity of the light, so the ray of light is change in its path while it is traveling. So from the law of refraction of light, already in theory you learned that law of refraction of light, law of refraction of light, law of refraction of light. According to that law of refraction of light, the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant for a given pair of medium. So what are the medium here? One is air medium, another one is glass medium here. So the ratio of sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is constant for a given pair of medium, and this constant I am going to be name it as a refractive index. So this constant will be a refractive index here. What's the mean of the refractive index here? So the term refractive index means, suppose the light ray traveling from that one medium to a other medium, for example from that air medium to a glass medium, the speed of the light is changing, I said. So refractive index refers to it is the ratio of speed of light in case of air or vacuum divided by speed of light in case of a medium. I can call it as the refractive index here. So n is equal to C by V here, where C refers to a speed of light in air or vacuum and V refers to a speed of light in case of a material medium. So from the formula, C or V is equivalent to a F into lambda here, F into lambda, where F refers to a frequency and lambda means wavelength here. In case of that medium, wavelength in case of medium, and frequency here, wavelength in case of vacuum. So here I said when light ray is traveling from that one medium to other medium, velocity changes as well as wavelength changes, I said. Then what about the frequency? Whether the frequency will change just whether light is traveling from one medium to another medium? So no, wavelength changes as well as velocity of the light changes, but frequency won't change while the light is traveling from one medium to a other medium. Why the frequency will remain constant here? Why? Because the word frequency refers to a number of waves emitted in 1 second. So the number of waves produced in case of the air medium as well as in case of the glass medium is the same. So the frequency will be remains same here. So which quantity will be remains same while light is traveling from one medium to another medium? Frequency here. So n is equivalent to so speed of light in air or vacuum is c by v, and wavelength in case of vacuum divided by wavelength in case of the material medium. Here refractive index is related to one medium to another medium. So I would like to consider refractive index of medium 2. So here second medium is glass, medium 2 with respect to medium 1. So how shall I write this equation? So refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1 is equal to n2 by n1. Look at here, n2 by n1, it stands for refractive index of medium 2. So refractive index of second medium with respect to the first medium. So n2 by n1. So n2 by n1 is equal to velocity of light in air or vacuum, c or v1, in material medium is v2, and wavelength of light in case of air or vacuum is lambda 1, in case of material medium is lambda 2. So this is the required equation. Already in theory you learned these equations. For example, related to these equations, they may ask the questions like so. For example, refractive index of glass with respect to water is, for example, 9 by 8. What's the value they given? Refractive index of glass with respect to water is 9 by 8, and velocity of the glass is, for example, 2 meter per second, and wavelength of the light in case of the glass medium is, for example, 4000 angstrom. Then what about the speed of light in water and wavelength of the light in case of the water? I need to determine from this formula. So refractive index of glass with respect to water they mentioned. Refractive index of glass with respect to water. How shall I rewrite this one? Refractive index of glass divided by water. Here it is equal to velocity of water divided by velocity of the glass. It is equivalent to wavelength of the light in case of water divided by wavelength of the light in case of the glass. So what's the value here? 9 by 8. So 9 by 8, velocity of the water divided by velocity of the light in case of the glass. In case of the glass they mention as 2 meter per second. Velocity of the light in case of the water is 9 by 8 into velocity of the light in case of the glass. What's the value here? 2 meter per second. 2.1 is remains. So 10. So 2.2. What's that velocity of the light in case of the water here? So 2.2 meter per second here. Similarly, I will calculate that wavelength of the light in case of the water here. N of G divided by N of W. It is equivalent to wavelength in case of the water divided by wavelength in case of that glass here. Wavelength in case of the water is equivalent to Ng divided by Nw into wavelength in case of the glass. 9 by 8 into 4000 here. Sorry, space is not there here. I will rub here. So 10 to the power of minus 7. Is fine. So what about the wave velocity? Sorry, what about the wavelength in case of the water here? 4.5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 meters. So look at here, in case of that refractive index, so I would like to consider relative refractive index. So relative refractive index means refractive index of one medium with respect to second medium. Here refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. So N2 by N1 is equal to V1 by V2, and it is equivalent to a lambda 1 by lambda 2. So related to these refraction of light, I would like to consider certain kind of applications. So those applications as a optical path length. So what is that optical path length? So from the refraction, I come to know that the ray of light is traveling from one medium to another medium. Its velocity changes. So the velocity changes means whether light ray will cover the same distance or different distance while it traveling from one medium to another medium. So when the ray of light is traveling from one medium to another medium, its speed changes means distance is also changes here. For example, optical path length here. So in case of optical path length, for example, I took one glass slab here. This glass slab having a thickness d here, and refractive index of this glass slab is d. Suppose the ray of light is traveling from one point to another point in case of the glass slab. So in a time interval t1 second, it travels or it covers a distance d. Whether the light will cover the same distance in case of that air or vacuum here, will it cover the same distance or a different distance? It covers a different distance here. So look at here, while the ray of light is traveling from one point to another point in case of a material medium, it covers a distance d here in a time interval t1 second. In the same time interval, whether the ray of light will cover the same distance or different distance. Of course, it covers a different distance. So this distance is equal to what? So that is equivalent optical path length. So equivalent optical path length is refers to. What's the mean of that equivalent optical path length here? So equivalent optical path length is the distance traveled by light in a material medium having a refractive index n. So its equivalent path length is equal to, its equivalent path length is refers to n into d. How shall I take that equivalent path length is equivalent to n into d? From that refractive index concept here, n is equivalent to c by v here. So c means speed of light in case of air or vacuum. So this speed is equivalent to a distance by time here. Distance is d dash. In case of air or vacuum, what's the distance I consider here? Distance d dash divided by time taken is t, and d by t. Here time interval is same. In the same time interval, it covers a different distance here. So n is equivalent to a d dash by d. So d dash is equivalent to a n into d. So equivalent optical path length is equal to n into d. So whenever a light ray is traveling from that one point to another point, it covers a different distance in case of vacuum and material medium. So what's the equivalent path length here? Distance covered by a light in case of that air or vacuum is equal to a refractive index and distance traveled by the light in a material medium. If that optical path length will be same. For example, I took two different media. One is glass medium, another medium I considered as a water medium. Here two medium are there. So here in these two medium, so optical path length will be same. For example, optical path length is same. So d1 dash is equivalent to a d2 dash. So I consider certain subcases in case of optical path length here. So first one is for same optical path length. Same optical path length here. So if optical path length is same, what will be the equation? I will get it here. So d1 dash is equal to d2 dash. Optical path length is same means refractive index of the glass and distance traveled by the light in glass, and it is equivalent to a refractive index of water and distance traveled by the light in water. In case of optical path length, Suppose the light ray travels or the light ray covers the same optical path length. If it covers the same optical path length, what will be the equation? I get it here. N1 d1 is equal to N2 into d2 here. Suppose, so the ray of light is traveling in medium as well as in a vacuum. So there exists a path difference, right? So it covers a different distance, means there exists a path difference here. Then what about the path difference here? Path difference here. So path difference means delta D is equivalent to a D dash minus of D here. D dash refers to a distance. D dash is equal to N into D minus of D here. So N minus of 1 into D. What's that path difference value? I get it here. Delta of D is equal to N minus of 1 into D here. So delta D is equal to N minus of 1 into D. Suppose, so in this path difference, suppose the glass slab is immersed under the water. So for example, here I took one glass slab here. So this glass slab is immersed under the water. This glass slab having certain kind of refractive index, and water is also having certain kind of refractive index. Then what's the equation for path difference if the glass slab is introduced? So glass slab is immersed in a water, N2 by N1 minus of 1 into D. Here D is nothing but a thickness of the glass slab here. Delta of D is equal to N2 by N1 minus of 1 into D. So look at here, I consider one glass slab here. That glass slab is immersed under the water having refractive index N2. Then what's the path difference in that situation? So delta D is equal to N minus of 1 into D. I consider already, I know the equation. Suppose if this glass slab is immersed under the water means, so N2 by N1 minus of 1. So also I can consider as a N1 by N2 also I considered, as well as N2 by N1. When I consider N2 by N1 here, N2 by N1 is considered when N2 is greater than N1. Suppose if that N2 is less than N1, then I consider this equation as a N1 by N2. So look at here, in order to calculate the path difference when the slab is immersed in a different medium, so I am having that equation as a N2 by N1 as well as N1 by N2. So that equation is considered on the basis that if N2 is greater than N1, I would like to write it as a N2 by N1. If N2 is less than N1, I would like to consider as a N1 by N2. So these are all the certain subcases in case of the optical path length here. So some numericals I would like to consider related to these optical path length here. For example, they will give the question like so: a monochromatic light having the same path length. So one monochromatic light is there. That monochromatic light is falls on a two different medium. One is on the glass slab, another one is on the water. So if the monochromatic light is falls on the glass slab and falls on the water, I will get the same optical path length here. So distance traveled by the light in case of the glass is 4 meter and refractive index of the glass is, for example, 1.5, and distance traveled by the light in water is 4.5 meter. I am giving just one example. Then what about the refractive index of water I need to calculate? So in the question they mentioned that optical path length is same. What they mentioned here? Optical path length is same. For same optical path length, what will be the equation I am having here? N1 D1 is equal to N2 into D2 here. So N1 is the refractive index of glass, D1 4, N2 is, so yet to be determined here, refractive index of water, distance 4.5 here. So this one is 6, this one is 4.5. Refractive index of water is, so 60 by 45. I will simplify this one. So refractive index of water is 4 by 3. So if they mention that optical length is same, means I would like to use this equation. N1 D1 is equivalent to a N2 into d2 here. So from this equation, from the path difference equation, so I will calculate the thickness of the glass slab. So how to determine the thickness of the glass slab here? So where d is nothing but a thickness of the glass slab I said. So d is nothing but a thickness of the glass slab. So for example, so they may ask the question like so, find the thickness of the glass slab. Find the thickness of glass slab. Glass slab if path difference is equal to wavelength. What they mention here? Path difference is equivalent to a wavelength. So where delta D is nothing but a path difference. If the path difference is equivalent to wavelength, thickness is. So I am having formula delta D is equivalent to n minus 1 into D, where D is nothing but a thickness, or T you can use. So D is equivalent to, for example, delta D they mention as the wavelength, n minus of 1 into D, and finally D is equivalent to a lambda divided by n minus of 1. So D is equal to lambda divided by n minus of 1 here. So this is the required equation to determine the thickness of the glass slab. For example, when the glass slab is immersed under the water, then I would like to find out the path difference between them. So I need to calculate the path difference. So third question. I am not writing the question, just I am reading the question and I am explaining the things. I would like to determine the path difference if the glass slab is immersed under the water. If the glass slab is immersed under the water, what about the value of path difference I have to calculate here? So refractive index of the glass slab is, for example, 4/3, and refractive index of the water is 3/2. So what's the formula I said in case of that glass slab immersed under the water? Just now I got the equation, n2 by n1 minus of 1 into D. So n2 by n1, so n2 must be greater than that of n1 here, 4/3 and 3/2. So delta of D is equal to, n2 means refractive index of water here, n1 means refractive index of glass, into D. 9/8 minus of 1 into D here. Finally, delta of D, it is equal to D/8. So this is the required equation in case of optical path length. So whatever the example I took, those examples are related to a glass slab. So instead of the glass slab, so if I take that spherical transparent glass, so then what is the equation for the spherical transparent glass? For example, if I consider one spherical transparent glass, what will be the angle of deviation for the spherical transparent glass? I need to determine here. Spherical transparent glass here. So in case of that spherical transparent glass, I would like to find the angle of deviation. Which thing I need to calculate here? Angle of deviation. Hope you understand my word. So I need to determine the angle of deviation for a spherical glass here. So first I would like to consider one sphere here. I would like to consider angle of deviation in case of this sphere. For example, let me introduce a incident ray here. So this one is incident ray. So for this sphere, first I would like to consider one normal line for this surface, and this will be a normal line for the second surface, and this will be a angle alpha. Which angle it is? It is angle alpha. Now whenever the ray of light is traveling from that air medium to a glass medium, the ray of light will get bent here. So the ray of light will get bent in this manner. So in theory we learned that whenever a ray of light is traveling from that rarer medium to a denser or air to a denser medium, the ray of light will get bent towards the normal. Whenever the ray of light is traveling from denser to a rarer medium, it will get bent away from the normal here. So this angle is beta I consider, and this will also a beta here, and this will be a emergent ray. So this I considered as a gamma here. For example, what is my intention here? My intention is to determine the angle of deviation. First of all, what do you mean by angle of deviation here? So angle of deviation is nothing but it is the angle between extended incident ray. I am extending this incident ray. So this one is incident ray. So if glass slab is not there, means this incident ray is traveling along a straight line. The angle between extended incident ray and emergent ray here. Which is the emergent ray? This one is the emergent ray. I would like to retrace this emergent ray. It will get meet here. The angle between extended ray and extended incident ray and emergent ray, we can call it as the angle of deviation here. So in order to derive the equation for angle of deviation, so from the Snell's law, for example, this point I can call it as so this one is AB is the incident ray, this one is point C, and this will be a point D. For example, the ray of light is falls on the sphere here. So for example, from the Snell's law, this is air medium. For air medium, refractive index is 1. So N1 into sine of alpha is equivalent to N2 into sine of beta here. So where air, in case of that air having the refractive index 1 in generally, or otherwise I will consider this one as a alpha or I. So for example, 1 sine of alpha is equivalent to N2 into sine of beta. This one is for first surface. For the second surface, so for the second surface, beta is act as an angle of incidence here. So beta is act as an angle of incidence for the second surface. So N2 into sine of beta is equivalent to N2. What is that angle of emergence? Angle of emergence is gamma. N1 into sine of gamma here. So N2 into sine of beta. N1 is nothing but again air medium. For air medium, refractive index is 1. 1 into sine of gamma. I will compare equation 1 and equation 2. 1 into sine of gamma. 1 into sine of alpha. N2 into sine beta and N2 into sine beta. So if I compare equation 1 and 2, shall I consider alpha is equal to gamma here? Is it? So if alpha is equivalent to a gamma I got. So total deviation delta is equivalent to so total deviation is equal to deviation produced by first surface as well as deviation produced by the second surface here. So delta is equivalent to delta 1 plus delta 2. So totally delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2. So delta 1 means this is the angle from the triangle BCD. So I would like to consider the triangle B, C and D. In this triangle, so exterior angle is equivalent to a sum of interior angle. Exterior angle means outside angle. Which is outside angle here? Alpha is equivalent to exterior angle is equal to sum of interior angle. What are the interior angle? Delta 1 plus of beta. Or shall I rearrange this equation? Delta 1 is equal to alpha minus of beta here. So delta 1 is equal to alpha minus of beta. Similarly, in this side, here delta 2 is there, here beta is there. Gamma is equal to alpha I consider here. So again alpha is equal to delta 2 plus beta. So delta 2 is equivalent to alpha minus of beta. So delta is equal to 2 times of alpha minus of beta here. So delta is equal to 2 of I minus of R. What is the equation for angle of deviation in case of the sphere here? So in case of that sphere, transparent sphere, delta is equal to 2 into I minus of R. Hope you understand here. In case of the glass slab, I would like to determine the angle of deviation. First of all, angle of deviation means it is the angle between extended incident ray. If the glass medium is not there means, so this ray of light is moving along a straight line. Extended incident ray and emergent ray. So the angle between extended incident ray and emergent ray, I can call it as the angle of deviation here. So angle of deviation value is delta is equal to 2 times of I minus of R. Related to this angle of deviation, they may ask the question like so. For example, they will give one sphere here. Hope you understand my words. So for example, this one is one glass sphere. This will be a center and angle of incidence is 60 degree. Find the refractive index of this glass. So they given only angle of incidence and they asked to determine the refractive index here. So angle of refraction is no means from the Snell's law, n is equal to sin I by sin R. If I use the formula, I will get the refractive index of this glass. But the angle of refraction they given in an indirect manner here. So the given question is angle of incidence is 60 degree. After the refraction, the refracted ray is parallel to the principal axis. They mention in the question, refracted ray is parallel to the principal axis here. If the refracted ray is parallel to the principal axis, so I would like to consider the angle of refraction here. Suppose, so if the glass medium is not there means this ray is traveling along a straight line here. Okay, because of the presence of the glass, so this ray of light is get bent towards the normal here. For example, this ray of light is getting bend at certain extent. So this one is angle of refraction here. So this is emergent ray. So angle between extended incident ray and emergent ray is nothing but angle of deviation. If I retrace this light, it will get meet here. So this angle, I can call it as the angle of deviation here. Suppose if this angle is 60 degree means, so this angle is also 60 degree. These two are parallel lines here. If these two are parallel line means this angle is 60 degree means angle of deviation is also 60 degree. Indirectly they mention angle of deviation is also 60 degree. So if the angle of deviation is 60 degree means I have formula here. So delta is equal to 2 I minus of R, 2 times of I minus of R. Angle of deviation is 60 degree. I minus of R. From this formula, I got that angle of refraction here. I minus of R. So R is equivalent to I minus of 30. Angle of incidence they mention as a 60 degree. 60 minus of 30. Angle of refraction I got as a 30 degree. What's the angle of refraction here? Angle of refraction is 30 degree. So if I know angle of incidence and angle of refraction, then I will calculate the angle of, now I will calculate the refractive index. N is equivalent to a sin I by sin R. From the simple formula, I got the refractive index. Sin of 60 divided by sin of 30. So sin 60 means root 3 by 2. Sin 30 means 1 by 2. Refractive index is root 3. This is the way to calculate the refractive index of a spherical glass slab. Spherical glass. If the angle of incidence they mention only one value here, that is angle of incidence. So from the angle of incidence I got the angle of deviation, then I get the angle of refraction, angle of refraction, then finally I got that refractive index. Hope you understand my teaching. We'll meet in next video.